Hey everyone, Ross here. Today I'm going to be bringing you through how to run profitable, scalable meta ads with real examples. We spent over €50,000 last month in meta ads, and I want to bring you through our exact framework we're using for our partners. Before running meta ads, we like to bring our partners through our 6-step framework. Number 1 is we identify our profitability benchmarks. Number 2 is we identify our ICP, our ideal customer profile. Step 3 is you work on the ad creative, so the actual graphic or video that's going to be showcased on the ad. Step 4 is you work on the ad copy, so the caption of the ad. Step 5 is you work on the lead form, and step 6 is we launch the ad. I'll be bringing you through all of these 6 steps in this video. Step 1 is determining your profitability benchmark. Most clients we speak to that have worked with a lead generation agency previously or have ran ads themselves or in-house said they weren't profitable. And we asked them, well, what was your benchmark? Like, how much were you spending to acquire a patient? And when I asked these questions, they just go blank. They just didn't understand the maths behind the budget and behind the meta ads. So that's why step 1 is we always want to get the finance and the actual benchmarks in place first. The way we determine profitability benchmarks for clinics is the 30-day 3x rule. The framework we use for deciding our profitability benchmarks for our partners is the 30-day 3x rule. The way this works is we believe we can spend 1/3 of what a patient brings us in revenue in the first 30 days. So for example, if your average patient value over the first 30 days is €240, we believe we can spend a maximum of €80 to acquire this patient. This ensures cash flow is never an issue for investing into marketing, and it also allows you to never touch your cash reserves when investing into marketing. So this 30-day 3x rule ensures that you stay in the green with your ads and your profitability. Here's a quick pro tip if you're working with an agency or you're working with someone in-house. If you decide your profitability benchmark is €80 or £80, reduce this number by about 20% when you're advising your in-house team or your agency. Marketers tend to overestimate the results they can bring. They believe they have a cheap cost per lead. They'll just assume the cost per patient will also be pretty cheap as well, but that just isn't the case sometimes. And you want to make sure you're always in the green. So if the real profitability benchmark is in and around €80 or £80, advise them it's 60. So that even if they overestimate it by 10% and they get the maths wrong on it, you're still in the green and your cash reserves never get touched and cash flow doesn't start to become an issue. Step number 2, it's time to define your ICPs. ICP stands for Ideal Customer Profile, and it's basically who your ideal customer is. We believe most clinics have, the 3 to 4 core patients they get the best results for and enjoy working with the most. So that's why we like to build out 3 or 4 patient avatars and run ads that specifically talk to these people. When you have specific ICPs in mind and specific avatars and you run ads talking directly to these people, it performs so much better. Meta knows exactly who you want to target when you make it specific. They have bots that will crawl your creative and crawl your ad copy. And when they hear or see different words in the creative or ad copy, they'll make this decision within the algorithm to target these people. So if you call out mums between the ages of 40 and 50 in your ad, they'll go after these people. But if you just said back pain, they'll go after absolutely everyone. And we all know everyone isn't your patient. It also has this effect when someone's looking at the ad. When someone's looking at the ad and it's speaking directly to them. So for example, if you were a mum between the age of 40 and 50 years old and you're dealing with back pain and you get an ad saying this exact line, you'll know that ad is for you and you'll tend to engage with it more. And this will result in a lower cost per lead and also a lower cost per patient also. This specificity is what allows Meta's algorithm to bring the right people to you. So you want to just really step inside the shoes of the people we're targeting. So if you have 3 to 4 different patient avatars, really try to understand their problems behind the pain point you solve. If it's back pain, it's not just back pain they're dealing with. It's all the emotional stuff that comes with not being able to do what they love. So if your ideal patient again is mums between the ages of 40 and 50, think about what problems they're really suffering from. If they're sporty, they might not be able to go play tennis on the weekend. They might not be able to go to their Pilates class on the weekend either. So these are different angles we can come up with when we're making our ads. So it's so important to have clear patient avatars that we can target with our ad copy and our creative. Step number 3 is we build simple, high quality creatives. This is the graphic that's going to go on our initial meta ad. So it's important we really put a good bit of time into this, because this is where 80% of the results is going to come from, is the actual creative. We have a simple 3-part creative structure. Step number 1 is we have the headline that calls out the specific pain point within your ICP. So as mentioned previously, if you're targeting mums between the age of 35 and 50 that can't get to their Pilates class because of back pain, we want to just simply call this out in our ad. Something like this would work fine. Is back pain stopping you from enjoying Pilates? It's as simple as that. It just is about calling out the ideal patient and getting them engaged. Just imagine this for a second. Imagine you were a mum between the ages of 30 and 50 years old, and you had severe back pain, and it was stopping you doing the things you love, like going to Pilates. And then all of a sudden you get an ad on your feed that is calling out the specific pain point you know you're struggling with. You would respond to it, you engage with it, and you'd more than likely take the next step. This is exactly what we're looking for here. We want to target people with specific problems, not just back pain or pain management. We want to target people that are specifically struggling with something, and we want to actually go a layer deeper by really uncovering the pain point behind their pain point. As I said, it's not just back pain. It's back pain, and then it's everything else that the back pain is destroying. It's destroying their active life, their social life, their work, their leisure, their hobbies, etc. So it's so important to really, again, in step 2, really dive into your ICP and then just make the headline straightforward. Step 2 of the creative structure is the image. We simply want to make sure the image just looks like your ideal patient in the real environment they're feeling the pain. So for example, if we're using the woman struggling with Pilates due to back pain, we want to make sure the image represents this. ChatGPT is great for image creation, and it's done a lot better. So you can just ask ChatGPT to make an image of a 45-year-old woman holding her back in the middle of Pilates class, and they'll make a fairly good image for you you can use on your graphic that will look very realistic. And then finally, step 3 of the creative structure is a clear call to action. It should be something simple like book a 15-minute consultation or book your assessment. We don't want generic language here like learn more or get in touch. We want a specific next step they can take. The free 15-minute consultations work really well, as it's an easy next step for a patient to take without feeling like they're giving too much commitment to a clinic they never have heard of. Here's a quick example of a creative you can run. This creative is actually a creative we're running for our partner at the moment, targeting women between the ages of 30 and 50 that struggle with back pain. This one is obviously specifically due to not being able to do Pilates, and as you can see, it's so simple to make this ad. All it is a headline saying, is back pain stopping you from enjoying Pilates? And then we have a call to action saying, speak to a specialist about your pain. And then we have the image in the background that is supposed to represent our ideal patient or our patient avatar in the environment they feel the pain, to relate as much as possible to them. Also, just a note is we typically put the logo of the business up the top here, but just for confidentiality reasons, we didn't decide to do this for for this example, but the logo can go up here or in the corner or down the bottom, because you might as well get some, brand awareness benefits from the ad as well. Here's another example that could be targeting, desk-based workers that struggle with posture and lower back pain issues. And again, it's so simple. We're running this ad currently for one of our partners, and we're getting a cost per patient of £30-40, and we can scale that as well. So the headline here is "Sick of ending every workday in pain? Claim your free consultation." And again, this image is clearly representing someone that's working at a computer that's struggling with these issues. And finally, the last one I'll show you here is an ad targeting active older men that want to stay playing golf, want to stay playing tennis. And the headline is "Stay in the game, fix the pain before it stops you. Speak to a specialist." This ad is working very well for us at the moment, actually. So something like this works really well because people, as they're getting older, they want to stay active. They want to stay doing what they love. So having a simple ad that showcases this and showcases that you can solve these issues is the exact idea. Step 4 is you want to write ad copy using the PASS framework. The PASS framework stands for pain, agitate, solution. This structure is the best structure to use to build emotion within your ad copy. Step number 1 is you're calling out the exact pain point. So same as above, is back pain stopping you from enjoying Pilates? It's okay to repeat the headline here, as we've already gotten them engaged if they're reading the ad copy. Step 2 is you want to agitate them. I like to define this as twisting the knife in the wound. The creative has opened their wound when it comes to their pain point. We've already brought some emotion up within them around their pain point of back pain. Now it's time to go deeper within your ad copy. Something like this would work really well. You love Pilates for how it makes you feel, but lately pain is making it harder to show up or even enjoy it when you do show up. This is just going a layer deeper than the back pain. Again, it's not just about back pain. It's not just about bad teeth. It's not about anything. It's not about the surface level problem they have. It's about what's really going on. And that's behind the scenes and what they're missing out on and what they're really struggling with. Back pain is one thing, but the emotional, deeper level of that is what they're missing out on. Enjoying time with their kids, missing out on activities, feeling like they're getting older, etc. These are all different unique angles you can hit your pain points with. Step 3 is solution. It's time to now give them the painkiller, which is your offer. Again, this could be claim your free consultation, book your assessment, whatever works for your clinic. We love the 15-minute consultation as it's just an easy next step, but we want to give them a painkiller. So to recap, number 1, we want to call out the pain point. Number 2 is we want to agitate the pain point, talk a little bit deeper on how it's affecting their day-to-day life. And step 3 is we want to give them the solution. We want to give them the painkiller, which is your offer. Here's a quick example of the exact ad copy we could use for this scenario. The headline could be "Back pain holding you back from Pilates?" And the primary text could be something simple like "You love Pilates, not just for fitness, but for how it makes you feel. But lately the pain is making it harder to show up or even enjoy it when you do show up. At XYZ Clinic, understand what's behind the pain. Get expert advice. Get back to doing what they love and map out a plan to move freely and confidently. Claim your free consultation. Something like this would work completely fine, and you can just swap this out for different pain points you're targeting. Step 5 is we like to build a simple lead form. A lead form is a functionality within the Facebook Ads Manager where you can ask the user some questions and you can get their contact information. We like to start out all lead forms with just name, phone number, email. The reason we do this is because it has the lowest friction to get in touch, it has the lowest cost per lead, and it gives us more data to analyze with. And then once we get some leads and we've had about 5 days worth of data, we then review lead quality and we make optimizations based on patterns we're noticing. There's no point in out the gate adding a load of questions into your lead form. as you might be creating unnecessary friction. But once we do get some leads and we get feedback from our sales team, our receptionist, or for whoever is contacting the leads on where they might be going wrong, we can then add in questions to filter out unqualified prospects based on your data. For example, if a lot of the leads don't have the budget to invest into your clinic or invest into your service, we can then simply add a question before the name, phone number, and email about their budget. Or we can call out that it's going to be X, Y, and Z price. Can you afford this? Yes, no. If they press no, we can redirect them back to Facebook. If they press yes, they can continue on. This is a way we can start to filter out unqualified prospects. Another example might be if people are filling out the lead form but aren't serious about resolving their pain, we can ask a simple question saying, are you serious about resolving your back pain? Yes, no. Again, if they press no, redirect to the Facebook. If they press yes, they go ahead and fill out their name, phone number, and email. The whole thing behind this is only add extra questions when it's necessary. If one lead isn't interested for some random reason, don't make a change because of it. Only make changes when we notice patterns, and then we can optimize based on these patterns, not just guessing. And finally, step 6 is we launch the ads. To recap, once we have our profitability benchmark, we've determined our ICP, we have our creatives, we have our ad copy, and we have our lead form, it's time to launch. From here, it's about monitoring your cost per lead, your cost per patient, and optimizing from there. I'm not going to run through the step-by-step instructions on how to create a Facebook ad, as it's actually very simple and there's so many videos on YouTube that can show you how to do this. But what I will offer you is if you want me to help you with this, book a call below and I can show you for free. Genuinely just happy to help out anyone that wants to start out ads. I'm happy to be a helping hand to begin with because I know in the future it will come back to me through a referral or through a partnership. And then finally, what do we do? Okay, at RFM Digital, we're a growth partner for clinics. We build proven systems for patient acquisition, conversion, and retention. That way, your revenue starts to become predictable, your calendar stays full, and you can scale your business with confidence. If you are over €50,000 per month in revenue, click the first link in the description and book a call with me personally, and we can see how we can help your clinic grow. Chat to you soon.